Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I've been hard at work trying to upgrade these elves, but don't fret if you don't have them up to scratch for the Arwen event, because they do give you the other 4 elves for the event for free so that you can try out Arwen and unlock her. So without further ado, let's get straight into the event and see how she looks. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of dynamic the elves have even without the leader in there, whether this team right here could actually work as a team through the campaigns. But I think they're really lacking that leadership, which is what Elrond is going to give to them. And if we do get Elladan in here as well, I'm pretty sure he will have the taunt like he does in the PvE events. And that's really going to help Elra here come into his own with those counter attacks when you attack someone with taunt or provoke. Now these first 4 tiers are all going to be pretty much the same. It's just giving you an idea of how to use Arwen's moves, which basically you press the button, you see what it does. It's fairly straightforward. The one thing that I am noticing is some of the damage and healing outputs from these other characters. So obviously they're not taken by my current stats, they're going by their maximum stats, I would say. And that's quite promising given the elven meta that is coming up. We're just going to finish this battle off here. I'm going to skip right to unlocking Arwen so you don't have to watch all 4 tiers. Now from this point, it does get quite expensive if you do want to upgrade her further. You don't have to feel pressured into getting her past 3 stars if you don't want to. Personally, I'll be looking at trying to get her to at least 5 stars, so that way she'll be ready for the Elrond event. For now, I'm not going to max everything out simply because it's going to use up all of my gold if I do so. And I really want to try and get some gear and those promotions on her so that I can at least do those other tiers of the event. So it was a straight up $31 pack purchase to get her to that 4 stars. They do give you some gear as well, so you can knock over some of that green gear in those early levels, so we can at least get her to a point where she is kind of usable. Now I don't really have any spare gear after that, so for the time being, gear 4 is probably where she's going to remain throughout this video, but we'll see how far we can get with her at that level anyway. Also just bumping up those abilities to level 3, so at least we can get some of the basics ready for her. Now we move on to the packs. We're going to get her up to 5 stars. If you're not sure about the maths, you're going to need up to 8 chests to get her up to that 5-star level, to get those extra 130 shards. They do have the biggest odds on 17 shards, which I'm expecting to get for each one. If you are lucky enough to get more than that, you may even be able to promote her all the way to 7 stars if you are really lucky. But if you've seen my chest openings before, you know that I am not really going to be that lucky. So I'm expecting 8 chests of 17 shards. So we will see how we go here. So far, so good. I've been getting the 17s. There is also a chance that you can get 12 shards, but it's 70% chance that you're going to get 17. So you will see that pretty much every time. There is a 0.1% chance that you will get 810 shards, which is enough to max her out at 7 stars. And speaking of 7 stars, if you do want to be able to see me get these characters all the way up to 7 stars, all I need you to do is hit that subscribe button on this video. It's 100% free for you guys, but it goes a long way to help me bring you guys the best content that I possibly can. In the meantime, we're still hitting these 17s. I was really hoping to maybe get something a bit better than the 17s. Yes, I budgeted for 8 of these chests, but hopefully we don't have to go that far. Let's see what happens here. What have we got in chest number 7? We've got 29 shards. That should be enough to get us to that 5 stars. Yes, it makes it there by 1 shard, but of course I don't have the gold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move into tier 5 of the event so we can use those rewards to be able to upgrade her. I'm not sure if I've got her geared high enough at the moment to take this tier on, but we're going to give it a go just to see where she stands. Looks like these guys are taking some damage pretty quickly. I don't know that going after Great Goblin first is the best strategy. It doesn't seem like the stats are maxed at the moment for these characters, so we're going to focus on the goblins, get rid of their taunter first. So of course he summons another taunter. It can be really tough sometimes facing the goblins because you really want to get rid of the Batmaster first, but if you do have those taunters in the way, if you can get rid of them quickly, it just makes it a lot more efficient in trying to get rid of the others. But Great Goblin will call an all-in attack very soon, so if I can take him down, that's also going to help the situation. So let's get rid of these guys here. Of course he's going to counter now. But because Great Goblin is out of the way, I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue beating Tier 5 of the event. Tier 6 though, based on Galaxy of Heroes in similar events, they can be quite difficult to beat those top tiers if you are able to compete in them to start with. Mainly because those higher tiers are meant for the paying players in the game. But like I said before, if you don't want to spend any money, it's perfectly fine because she will be farmable at some point. It may be a couple of months down the road, but she will be farmable, and you may be able to take on that Elrond event the next time it comes around without having to spend anything along the way. Just going to finish off these last couple of goblins. It's a bit closer than I was hoping it would be, but we should still win this one comfortably. And one more time, because that's the way that the goblins roll. Now keep an eye on this attack from Lomian. You see here, it doesn't look like it's doing much damage now, but before, when it was giving you the max stats of these characters, he was hitting for over 1,000 health on each hit. So he is definitely a character well worth trying to put into that Rivendell team once we get Elrond. And here is our 5-star promotion. I'll be able to throw a couple of little pieces of gear on her. I won't be able to get her up to that gear 5 level, but we'll see how we go on that tier 6 of the event. See if we can knock that one over. I'm pretty sure that this is going to take at least gear 5 to be able to get this one done. Maybe upgrade a couple of those abilities a bit higher. While this battle is playing out, do you guys actually think that she would be a good plug and play type character? Or do you think she might be a little bit too fragile in some of them teams and may really only be suited to that Rivendell team once we get Elrond to lead it? I'm going to be pouring some resources into her over the weekend. If there are some teams that you would like me to try her out in, pop it in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see some of the combinations that you guys might come up with that might be effective to either use in the chapters or possibly even in the arena. Now, if you do only have her at 3 stars, don't be disheartened by that. You can still gear her up, you can still level up the abilities, you can still get her quite viable in all your other game modes. Just means that you're going to have to wait just that little bit longer to be able to unlock her at those higher star levels. Looks like this one isn't going to end well for us, but a little bit more gear, we should be fine. Don't forget guys, like and sub, you know the deal. We got plenty more Heroes of Middle-earth coming your way. Don't miss out. We'll catch you in the next one.